Hello everybody, and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more Plague Inc. Evolved! I have still not been able to beat the Mad Cow disease on Mega Brutal at all. So until I'm able to figure that out, and it seems that I'm not the only one having trouble with this, we'll have to go back to the custom scenarios, so let's keep doing some of those. Dawn of the Mushroom Kingdom. That sounds nice. We are in December, of course, which means a new set of scenarios have been uploaded to the popular tab, and there are a lot to go around this time, so that's pretty exciting. In the distant past of what would one day be known as the Mushroom World. Oh, somehow I sort of assumed this was Mario-based. This may not be. That's fine, though. Far, far away in space, in a place untouched by starlight, the creepy inhabitants of a dark and dismal planet scan the heavens for signs of life. Creatures born of fungi, these entities possessed advanced space warp technology, capable of bridging the gap between the stars. All their technology is fueled by a powerful space-time warping organic substance known as VIM. Okay, so yes, miraculous fluid. We need Vim-producing mushroom person hybrids. We need living matter to produce it. Okay. Fit for later harvest. After a long search, they found a small blue planet teeming with life, and thus we shall devour humanity and turn them into, I don't know, basically our batteries, fuel producers. It's almost like it's sort of a Matrix-y thing, but not quite. I don't know if you guys can pick up the sounds of my wife working in the kitchen. I hope not. Maybe. Anyway, maroon mildew is what it's called by default. Maroon mildew. That's kind of cool. The Arrival. After a long flight from your distant homeworld, you have arrived at your destination. Thanks to the ship's advanced cloaking field, the inhabitants of this world are unaware of your presence and intent. You will be free to control the growth of your biological terraforming agent undisturbed. First contact. We'll start off in Saudi Arabia, as we often do. So, if this is a standard fungus, and I imagine I'm going to get the spore burst, we'll find out. Welcome to Earth. Is that what they look like? Wait, that looks like an evil peach, doesn't it? Sort of, kind of? It's got big earrings, kind of a weird pink dress. It's all, I don't know, maybe. Greetings, Commander. Your mission is to turn this underutilized world into a bountiful harvest of VIM. To this end, you have been given control over the evolution of a pathogen that will bind to and modify the native life of the planet. About the pathogen, you have also been granted a small supply of VIM, our DNA points, which will enable you to modify the genetic code of the terraforming agent through micro-warps without leaving your ship. You must use it to obtain more. Actually, that's kind of clever, because it's trying to find a new explanation for why you have DNA and stuff. So as I'm terraforming life and they're able to start producing VIM for me, I get more DNA that I can use. That's kind of clever. I like that. Your mission is to subjugate the citizens of this world, but not kill them, so we may continue to utilize them as a fuel source in the future. In order to return home, you must also acquire 1,000 units of VIM to open the warp drive. One more thing. Are you wondering why I didn't put enough VIM in your ship for a return journey? That's because I don't allow failures in my army. If you fail, don't bother coming back. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Santa! Why would you betray me like this? I don't know. Alright, moving on. So, for transmissions, we have a couple different things here. Forest mushrooms. Fungal spores produce edible mushrooms outside of a host. Allows pathogen to spread through deliberate trade until humans discover detrimental effects. Are they ever going to figure that out? I have no idea. Plant. Spores are able to infect plants, increasing infectivity in rural areas. Sounds pretty good, but maybe we want to go for... It's an almost imperceptible amount of infectivity. Maybe we don't care about this, I'm not sure yet. Symptoms. Nausea, sneezing, and itching are available at the beginning. And abilities. We start off with Stealth Field. Makes the ship invisible. Deactivating this will alert humanity to your presence, creating panic and slowing cure research, but will allow them to attack. Ooh, attack? What does that mean exactly? I'm not sure yet. Destroyers. Deploys mini-ships to attack non-subjugated countries. Drains VIM while active. 5 points per raid, where a raid destroys up to 10% of a country's max pop. Oh my gosh. I can see that being incredibly useful against the rich countries that try to cure you. That's pretty interesting. Okay, and Cedars. Deploy mini-ships to drop spores on any uninfected nations. Rapidly drains VIM while active. So I can leave this on 5 spore points per day. So I'm guessing I have to evolve it and then devolve it if I want to turn it off. That's really interesting. I've never seen anyone use a mechanic like that. Clever. Carrier mutation, spores mutate indigenous life forms, making them larger, more aggressive, and more prone to travel. Unlocks monster evolutions and increases mutation rate, but we're not supposed to kill anybody. Vim production. Fungus gains the ability to produce Vim. Unlocks various important traits necessary for victory. Exothermic reaction, as opposed to the endothermic, there it is. Spores gain the ability to produce heat, making them effective in cold climates and hot climates. Okay, so it's the opposite of what you'd expect. This is heat resistance, not cold resistance, and vice versa. Alright, well, let's go ahead and start off with the forest mushrooms that unlocks savory mushrooms, portobellos probably, fungal ganglia. Mushrooms develop a primitive nervous system, allowing them to produce Vim in small quantities. Unlocks new traits, but increases scientific attention. Corpse mushrooms, they grow on infected corpses, makes sense. And excrement, ew. Spores from consumed mushrooms pass through the digestive tract into excrement. Increases infectivity, especially in the poor countries. Very interesting scenario so far. Well written, makes a lot of sense too. And frankly, mushrooms, I just gotta say, are one of the most interesting things on the planet. I mean, what are they? Are they meat, animals? Are they vegetables? They're kind of in between, honestly. Mushrooms sometimes, I actually think I read an article that mushrooms have more in common with your standard mammals than they do with a lot of plants. I have no idea if that's entirely true and how they were basing that. What was their metric? I don't know. But it's still really interesting. Let's go ahead and grab the excrement. And insects, urban and rural, sounds good. That's a lot of infectivity. I'll grab it. Now the fungus, of course, has a hard time spreading on its own, kind of just crossing land borders. You usually do want to get the spore burst if you can. First successful cloned dinosaur born. Japanese scientist Yoshi Tezuka, of course it's Yoshi, has successfully created his first spliced dinosaur clone. Plans are underway to open a public park where visitors can observe and interact with the Yoshi lizards. That's what they sound like, right? I don't know. Let's go for water. I kind of want to go for something with air travel. Rural. Man, there's a lot of rural stuff. Moles, pollination, arachnids, and frogs, moist areas. Flowers. Unlock special flower abilities? Okay, I want to know what that is. Grab. What is this, by the way? Colossal beanstalk. Increases growth rates in infected legumes. How do you say that? I don't know. Causing them to reach unusually large sizes. Fungus of unusual size? I'm making a Princess Bride reference. Fungi will sprout near the top, spreading their spores further. Oh, hello. Breed monsters for better transmission. Our spores are not built for traveling long distances without the aid of a host, but we may be able to create larger creatures to carry them. The carrier mutation ability can transform any animal our spores infect into roaming monsters. That's kind of cute, though. Did someone do custom artwork for this? I mean, if so, like, hey, kudos, props, man, that's really cool. All right, do we want to have sneezing and stuff? I'll definitely grab sneezing, and maybe itching as well. Just a couple of symptoms. Symptoms are pretty good. Let's see. Now, I don't want to do either of these right now. We could go for the carrier mutation. Monster evolutions may not be a bad idea. Hey, look, it's also Donkey Kong. I see a lot of Nintendo things going on here. A small colony of intelligent primates has scientists scratching their heads. The apes, which include members of various unrelated species, have been seen wearing simple clothing and appear to communicate in a primitive language. Also known as humans. No, it's an intelligent ape colony founded in the Congo. Oh, the crud? Am I the Philosopher's Stone? Okay, there's a lot of custom things up here in the news tracker. That's kind of fun. Anyway, what was I saying? I don't remember anymore. Let's go for the fungal ganglia. I know that they're going to detect me sooner, but let's make sure we get some, let's make sure that we are able to get some Vim coming through. Healing mushrooms. Do they make you grow big? Do they give you gigantism or elephantitis? I don't know. Granting mushrooms healing properties. Wandering shrooblets, not Goombas? Mushrooms develop limbs that allow them to wander around and infect more victims, increases infectivity. And these look like the little hills in the back of Super Mario World, which I know because I just played that game for the first time in like, I don't know, 15 years because I got that Super Nintendo Classic thing. I'm super excited about that. But I recognize these guys, you can't sneak that one by me. Mound-shaped growths appear in infected regions, producing clouds of spores that infect the area further. Greatly increases the infectivity, eh? It might be pretty good. I mean, wandering shrooblets is probably pretty good, but I have to imagine that's going to get a lot of attention. Savory mushrooms increasing demand. So, when you say demand, you said trade, right? Yeah, deliberate trade. I guess I'll grab that, but what are the trade mechanics and how do I measure that? What's the metric? Giant tortoises found in Norway sewer. Koopas. Authorities suspect the Koopa clan. Okay. So, I did say that I think this was going to be Mario based with the whole Mushroom Kingdom thing. Turns out it totally is. It's just sort of a dark alien version of it. Which is good, because if you ever watch the game theories thing on what are the Toads and Princess Toadstool's secret and stuff like that, the Koopa clan on the rise in Sweden. Galapagos giant tortoises. Anyway, yeah, there's this whole theory of they're actually mushroom parasites burrowed into their heads or something like that. I don't know. Mysterious mushrooms are invading Saudi Arabia. Due to their spread rate, they are thought to be an invasive species, although their country of origin could not be determined. Anyway, yeah, it was kind of a cool theory. Of course, it is only a theory. Just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching. UFO. Unidentified fungal organisms. The invasive mushrooms are completely unlike any known fungi. They possess a nervous system and appear capable of sight and motion. DNA analysis indicates they are not related to any known species and may actually be from another world. Well, you're leaping to conclusions there. Based on what would you actually be suggesting that? I don't know. I don't think there's any self-respecting scientists that would go to those lengths. Alright, do we want to go for... We could go for the Vim production. Let's go ahead and grab that, see if we get some DNA coming through. I could go for the carrier mutation. We'll do that. What does that unlock, though? So we have the insect mutation. Infected insects become large and aggressive, attacking humans and spreading the plague. Increases land transmission, infectivity, and lethality. Don't want lethality. And plant mutation. Looks like the piranha plants. Spores merge symbiotically with local legume, or whatever, to produce aggressive mutant flora while snapping throwing flannels. Yeah, it's just more of the Mushroom Kingdom from Mario, so cool. Mole? Pollination? Let's go for pollination for the land transmission. That could be kind of useful. Plant mutation, mutated for free. That sounds pretty good. Wait, we already got plant. Oh, this one. Sorry, plant mutation. Hey, look, it's those caterpillars with the silly daisy hats. Colossal sizes increases land transmission. Yeah, I don't want lethality, but I can't devolve. I really regret getting the ability, the monster mutation. That is not nearly as helpful as I think I was hoping it was going to be. All right. So what we're going to do then is go for, let's say, fish for the water transmission. I have to imagine that's what that does. Crustacean? Sure, more ship transmission could be useful. Let's make sure we get on those islands. Smart weapons undergoing final testing. Autonomous bot-operated bombs, or BO bombs, are expected to see their first use in the next Middle Eastern conflict. Though smart weapons are highly contested, advocates of the technologies hope bomb-on-bomb warfare will minimize the loss of human life. Which is the primary argument that I hear a lot of people have for robot and drone warfare instead of sending humans out to die in a war. People dying in bizarre plumbing-related accidents. You guys ever hear about that story of the guy who had his, well, let's say his nether regions grabbed by a snake that came in through his toilet? That's horrifying. Monsters are going rogue. Captain, we have a situation. It seems we can't really control the monsters. It won't do us any good if all the humans die before we're able to harvest them. Let's try to mutate their plant life into something that can be used for defense. That's an option? Spore spitting. Mutant plants are able to spit spores that travel great distances, producing new plant monsters. Okay. Fish mutation, infectivity and lethality. Crustacean mutation. Okay, but what can I do as far as defensive stuff? Tree expansion? Grants occasional bonus Vim. I mean, it might be early enough in the game that actually is worth it. I guess we'll find out. Invasive mushrooms banned from transport. Okay, so I guess I can't sell them anymore, but I see us getting a lot of Vim. So in theory, this is going to be good. Let's go for the Gigantogrowths. Room mildew has been placed on a watch list. South Africa is trying to lead a cure. Insects mutations. Okay, not quite what I wanted, but oh well. Monsters in Madagascar. Violent beasts are coming in. Okay. Beanstalk? Spread their spores. Yeah, alright, we'll go for that. Cloud nucleation. Spores floating at high altitude create a nucleation effect. Increasing rainfall increases effectiveness in arid climates. That could be useful in a lot of Africa, so we'll do that. Giant fungi found in Indonesia. Enormous fungi have been found growing in Indonesia. The organisms are similar to long-extinct prehistoric fungi known as prototaxites. though they seem to be genetically related to the invasive mushrooms found in the area. So we're missing a few islands still, and that's going to be a bit of a problem for me. We do need to go for some cold climate stuff, I think, so we'll do that. Oh, look! Fire flowers. Okay, glad we have that on hand. Yeah, let's make sure that we can spread a little bit faster in places like Russia. Now, we could go for the cedars for a little while, and that would be okay. Let's do cedars. We're going to hit those uninfected countries a little bit faster, and yes, sure enough, we are losing DNA as we go. But we're popping bubbles pretty quick, too, which means we're actually gaining DNA. Oh, interesting. I may have wanted to consider doing this by myself. Once I had enough severity, you know what? I bet you that's a good strategy. Get a reasonable amount of severity from symptoms, and then just leave this on, popping the red bubbles as you go, and you probably would be good. Summoning of the Demon King. Wait, that's not what I expected. What happened? Destroy the plague? Not for anything less than the internal service of your entire species, mortal, but a formula to prevent it. That's a smaller price. Your service for, let's say, the rest of your earthly life? Well, do we have a bargain, Doctor? It's Bowser. It's kind of a cool DeviantArt version of Bowser, though. I dig it. We haven't quite hit Greenland yet, so there we go. Vaccine produced. And there's that one. Okay, we're missing anything else? Italy, Central Europe, Poland, Balkan states, and New Guinea. That's the only island I'm missing. Would like to get that. Controversy erupts over maroon mildew vaccine. Due to concerns over inadequate human trials and the potential for unforeseen side effects, several countries are restricting the distribution of the vaccine. Many people have been seen seeking it out, despite the risks, due even to the greater fear of maroon mildew. Side effects have been discovered. I should have read that. I didn't. Why didn't I? Please freaking hit New Guinea. Is this so much to ask? Infectee colonies established. In an attempt to slow down the spread, infectees are being quarantined in isolated colonies, colloquially known as Toad Towns. Advocates from the Brotherhood of the Seven Stars have been focusing proselytizing efforts on the colonies. Brotherhood of the... what? Okay, so we definitely hit a country. Freaking hit New Guinea! There we go. Alright, now I'm going to turn this off. So, we need a lot more stuff. Let's lower research efficiency. Dwarfism. Oh, yes. Pituitary gland and stuff. Let's actually turn them into proper toads. I think we just keep increasing our lethality, unfortunately, which is going to be a bit of a problem. No, wait, what are we getting? Oh. Cartilaginous chitinization. The hyphae increase in density throughout the body, making cartilage more brittle. Interesting. Okay. Attachment increases infectivity. I mean, yeah, here's the problem, though. I need 1,000. 1,000 Vim, right? Children of the Seven Stars, stay strong. The world has shunned us, called us contaminated and infected, and even toads. But I say, we are not unclean. Is it not written in the Book of Stars, they shall be purified by the seed of heaven? I ask of you, my brothers, is this not our fate? What's wrong, Doctor? You asked for a formula that would slow down the disease, and I delivered as promised. You never said not turn everyone into mutant turtles. Oh, don't worry, I can slow it down even more if you like. Watch this! Ancient fires awake! Bwahaha! Volcanic Cataclysm! A series of volcanic eruptions have gone off in New Guinea. The area has become a wasteland of lava flows and ash. I'm noticing he's gradually turning yellower and yellower as time goes on, by the way. Don't think that's escaped me. Alright, so we're having a heck of a time actually getting enough Vim to matter at this point, which is a problem. What should we do? Let's go for dwarfism and slow them down. Natural immunity gene. Rare individuals have been found who are naturally immune to maroon mildew symptoms. This trait is believed to be caused by a combination of recessive genes and is at least partially linked to a rare form of congenital macrocephaly found in Italian families. Of course, it's Mario, the frickin' plumber! 7 Stars inhibiting cure research. While scientists are hoping that a study of the naturally immune may accelerate work on the cure, most have already been recruited as advocates of the 7 Stars faith, which both venerates the naturally immune and opposes work on the cure. Oh good, so we're slowing down the cure naturally there. That sounds nice. Although I will say that I'm not getting a lot of free Vim, so that's a problem. Stars 248. Do not lament the curse upon your flesh, for the stars have chosen you to bear the purification of mankind's sin. No more shall you bear children in the manner of men and women. In purity shall you produce fruit and multiply upon the earth. Okay, this is actually starting to go borderline creepy now. Friggin' heck, man. Alright, what do we want to do? It's really difficult to continue getting some of these symptoms. I mean, I like to have corpse transmission and stuff. Mostly I'm seeing... Oh, hello, Greenland. Okay. Stars 1632. And lo, you shall not dwell among those untouched by the star spore, nor shall you bear children with them. The gift of purity shall remain yours alone. Your kingdoms shall not meet, they shall not walk among you, nor you among them. Nausea. I'm getting sick from this. Okay. Yeah, so this is, I mean, at this point, I don't know what else to do. I think we just sort of let the thing run its course and just have fun with it. Stars 1634. However, you shall not shun those born of your own kind, yet bear not your curse upon their flesh. Though through their bodies their seed has been purified. They shall be venerated among you as heroes and princes, whether they be of noble or peasant blood. So we're talking Princess Peach now, right? And that's basically where this is going? I think it is. So do you go for the Wandering Shrooblets, Healing Mushrooms, unlock mushroom special abilities? I mean, they did forbid trading, right? So this is now useless to me? I think it is. I could be wrong on that point, though. Urban areas, Moist areas, infectivity, rural, brr, 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 brr. I mean, a lot of these are probably pretty decent. Let's go for the Wandering Shrooblets. That leads to Shrooboid. Mounds can develop limbs and become mobile, attacking and infecting everything in sight. Of course, it's more lethality. That's not what I wanted. Stars 1635. The purified ones, the star children, shall dwell among their own kind. Happy are the parents of such blessed offspring. They shall rule over your kingdoms, and you shall serve them in joy, for they are the ones who hold the message of the stars. Right, okay. Cranial fruiting. A visible mushroom sprouts from the head of the infected and will produce airborne spores, greatly increasing infectivity. Alright, we've created the little toad people. Well, I fulfilled my part of the bargain. Now it's your turn, Doctor. Oh, don't look so down. You may be bound to serve me in my future incarnations for the rest of your life. But serving a demon has its perks. Arcane wisdom, magic power. Oh, and why not immortality? Blah, ha, 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 ha. I mean, that doesn't sound like a terrible deal. I mean, hey, if you're just gonna hand out freaking free immortality, I'm not opposed to that. The Koopas are kidnapping people now. So this is like setting up like an actual story of like why the demon, quote-unquote Bowser, would be kidnapping Princess Peach and stuff like that. Stars 1864. Shun above all else those who bear the mark of the turtle upon their body, for they spurned the gift of the stars and sold their lives to the Demon King in exchange for his protection. There shall be no peace or treaty between your people. I feel like I need to do like the Game Grumps voice for Toad. Hello! You know, that kind of thing. Like, this is kind of funny. Stars 1868. You shall not produce children with the purified ones. You shall not allow the turtle folk to touch the purified ones. Oh, they're gonna fail at that so many times. There's at least like 8 or 9 games of them failing at that. Who they covet, for they rejected the purification trials of the stars. Should they take one by force, seek vengeance upon them. Alright, hypogonadism. Hypogonadism? I don't know. Pituitary gland inhibiting sex hormone production inhibits development of the secondary sexual traits or impurity and reduces fertility. Hard to cure. Grab. What's this? Pineal activation. Penetrate the pineal gland and begin producing Vim, which leaks into the cerebrospinal fluid for later extraction, required for victory. Grab. Abductors are ready, Captain. The infected humans have begun producing Vim in their bodies. Now we can begin to harvest them as soon as you give the command. The more we harvest per day, the faster our Vim stores will grow. Oh, that sounds pretty good. What's that option? Abductors. Deploys mini-ships to abduct infected targets and harvest their Vim. The more infected, the greater the harvest. Well, that sounds pretty good. Crustacean mutation. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of these, and I really don't think any of these were good. I kind of regret picking this up. Doesn't seem that nice. Alright, let's go for the abductors. It says it's lethal, but whatever. We're being fought off. The abductors are having trouble, Captain. The humans are fighting back, making it harder to harvest them. We need some more monsters to keep their military forces occupied. Oh, so now you have to have the monsters, eh? Alright, well, if we're gonna do that, then I can get that. Mushroom mutation. And the caterpillars. There we go. We got monsters. Planet subjugated. Once we have succeeded in stopping all work on the cure, all that remains is to collect 1,000 units of Vim to return to our homeworld. Well, that sounds good, but how do I stop the cure? One final message to humanity. Even if we must choose sides in the conflicts ahead, let us not forget that we were once one species. My brothers and I will continue to observe and report all the news there is to hear. This is Shigeru Lakitu. Oh, it's the guy who sits on the cloud and tosses turtles on you. I should have realized that by the stupid face and the yellow skin. Should have figured it out, but I didn't. The worthy shall ascend. The messengers from the stars have come to take us to our homes in the heavens. Do not fear, my children. We are the chosen ones. That sounds all well and good. How do I stop the cure? I don't know if I want the lethality of the fish mutation. Let's go for the corpse mushrooms. Canada, are you considered rural? No. Interestingly enough, you're considered arid and hot. What? That doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay, well, we need to go for something in urban, so let's do that. Then there's pipe vault. Of course, the pipes. Vim production and pipeline infestations cause spatial warping. Allows infections to spread to distant locations. Probably should have gotten that sooner. Warp pipes. Mysterious warp pipes baffle physicists. That makes a lot of sense. Alright, so how do we stop the cure? And how do I kill everyone here in Canada? We're killing way too fast. I can't do anything. Alright, we have to turn this off for a minute. Let's go for hot, because apparently, Canada is hot now. Didn't realize that. Ice flowers? Sure. Cloud flowers. We could do that. I got plenty of Vim to go around now. Dental decay? Sure, we'll go for the... I don't care about that. It doesn't have any lethality. Spore spitting? Vim harvesters. Increasing Vim harvesty per abduction. Sounds nice. Nipper plants. It's not that good. Let's see. We'll go for the frogs, we'll go for the arachnids. I'll just grab everything. I'll just grab all of this. Even the healing mushrooms, you never know. All I have to do is just turn on the abductions and I think we'll be okay. Cures at 75%, you say. It's unfortunate. So Canada is not being infected freaking at all. But I got the corpse transmission! Mammal mutation, fish mutation, arachnid mutation. None of these seem that useful. I think we may be in trouble. Resurrection mushrooms. Reduce lethality from monsters. Sounds good. Growth mushrooms. Helps countries defend themselves. I don't see a point in that. I guess we'll go for the abductors. Let's just sort of see what happens. I mean, it said the planet was subjugated. So let's just try generating as much DNA as I can. Doesn't seem to be doing much, though. Uh-oh. We may have screwed ourselves a little bit. It's going kind of slow here. How am I supposed to slow this down anymore? We may be in trouble, actually. Could be in a lot of trouble. I could use the ships to start killing people. Remove 1/10 of the population of a country. We have to do it. We have to slow them down. It's going to cost me DNA, I'm aware, but we have to kill people faster. Nope, it's not doing anything as far as stopping the cure. Cure's at 95%. I think we're screwed, guys. Well, this is annoying. This is going to turn into a freaking half-hour video. I'm going to have to do the whole thing over again. And there goes the fish mutation. Alright. I don't really see any way around this, unfortunately. It's just not spreading in the country. Canada has 0 infected. Like, what are you supposed to do in that case, huh? I have no idea. Alright, gonna have to start over now. Oh my gosh, I think I might finally have it. This took me another 5 attempts, unfortunately, and the trick I'm finding with this scenario, it's not super obvious what counts as subjugating the world or what doesn't. So yeah, we're gonna have this whole final message to humanity thing, which I have not gotten like 3 attempts in a row, so finally that's gonna be gone. Subject secured, we've retrieved the naturally immune subject from the scientists studying her. A great leader, don't you think? It's probably Princess Peach. Oh god, alright, that was an hour of playing this scenario, 5 attempts in total. Yeah, the subjugation mechanics are not super duper obvious. What I ended up having to do was turning on the destroyers once I got my 1000 DNA, to try and do raids to try and reduce the population of non-subjugated countries, whatever that means, usually Greenland and the like, and then a whole load of monsters, but I also had to develop the stuff that helps reduce the lethality of the monsters, which it doesn't actually seem to reduce lethality, but in theory there's some like hidden code on it, which is what made the people live long enough that I could harvest enough Vim. Is complicated. Honestly, this is a scenario that's so interesting and well done, and there's a lot of different clever mechanics, but I'm worried that it's trying to do too much at once, because it makes it kind of confusing and it's frustrating at times. But even so, finally, it's beaten. Well done, Captain. You have succeeded in subjugating the planet and have returned home safely. Let the people of that world live as they may until our hand is forgotten. We will return in 1,000 years for the next Vim harvest. Oh ho 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 ho. The age of the mushroom has begun. Dear God in heaven, that was tough. Alright. Really cool scenario. Really interesting. Even my wife, who was standing in the hallway listening to some of the stuff that's going on, came in and said, this is really an interesting scenario. And I'm like, yes, it really is. Unfortunately, it's also really long, and the subjugation mechanic could use a little bit more fleshing out. Otherwise, I would say that it's really, really well developed. Great scenario. Yes, I'll recommend it. I would just like to see a little bit of a balancing there, or at least a bit more explanation, so I know exactly what I'm doing. Thank you all very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If so, then be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.